Hi everyone, this is Ray for Swirlydoos Kit Club, and today I'm going to be sharing with you part 1 of my video for my mini album that I'm making using the January kit Vineyard. So to start out with, I'm using a mini album from my stash. This one is from Prima. It is the tall one, and it's readily available, I think, on a lot of online store sites. So it's the tall, and it is 5.5 by 7.5. So to start out with, I'm going to show you how I'm going to do the cover and prep the insides. I'm going to take gesso because I'm going to paint around the edges of all of the pages. And because we have this mica powder and the mediums add-on this month, I thought this would be a nice purpley color to coordinate well with the papers that come in the kit. So it's going to put a big ol' amount of gesso. I don't know how much it's going to take, and I'm going to put a lot of mica powder. Okay, so you can see I have a pretty lilac cover, and now I'm going to put this on the edges of all of the pages and the outside. And now that this is all dry, I can start decorating the outside. For the cover, I'm going to be using this piece of paper from the Royal Menagerie collection. It's the Bicycle for Two sheet of paper, and I'm going to be using the top part of it. So I'm just going to measure it where it says 7 inches. I just want the top 7 inches. This is going to give me some room on the cover to show my purple paint. And so this part is the cover, the front cover, and I'm just going to make that 5 inches. So I've got 5, and then I'm going to take it on the other side, also 5, and that one goes on the back. And then for the middle piece, it's a little long, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off of there and make it to where it is like 1 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to ink my edges with the Prima Old Road chalk ink. So to glue the cover, you could use score tape or the new Prima Artisan tape, but I like to use zip dry. I've tried the others, I don't like it. I like to use my zip dry and a brayer because it gives me an opportunity to fit that paper on there and get it centered after I actually have the glue on there and glue it down. On the cover, I'm going to be adding stuff from the kit and also from our Dusty Attic special order. That's a huge benefit of being a subscriber, is that Chrissy will often give us special order opportunities. This one from last month was Dusty Attic, and so we were able to order a bunch of awesome things. So I thought I would use it on my mini album and also some things from the kit. So I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I'm just kind of mapping this out in my head, looking at some possibilities of what I want to do. I've used some spray gesso on all of my chipboard pieces so that I can go ahead and color those or leave them as is when I decide what I want to do. I want to keep the frame white, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it down, and I'm going to use some 3D gloss gel. This is just going to make sure that it sticks on there. It's an alternative to using regular gel like Zip Dry. It's just not going to go anywhere if you use 3D gloss gel. The frame is dry, and now I am ready to start embellishing the front. I've decided I'm going to go with more of the Dusty Attic chipboard, and also this, which we got from the embellishment add-on. It's the Sandra Everson Relics from Prima. And so I want to add that here in the middle, and then I'm going to be adding some more flowers. And I've primed these white, and I want to color them green. And I want this to be a silvery color, so I'm going to go ahead and do what I need to do for that. But first, let me explain to you what I'm going to do with the vines. I have this color of green. It's the Shimmer Spritz and Bamboo Leaf, and I think it coordinates pretty well with the green from the Royal Menagerie papers. So I am just going to give them a quick spray. And then I'm going to use some chalk ink from Prima in Lime Pie, and I'm just going to press it on in random spots. Next, I'm going to use some black gesso for my resin piece, and I'm going to use a sea sponge. Any sort of a sponge is a really good tool for doing this because it gets that gesso into all of the little nooks and crannies, so there will be no white showing, and it also puts a small amount on there for good drying time. Okay, so any metallic paint will do. I want silver just because I think it kind of goes better as opposed to a different sort of metallic like gold or copper or brass. And this is some new Prima paint. This is their acrylic paint. I was lucky enough to go to Art Venture and they had these for sale. So I'm going to try this out. And I just want to dry brush it on there, so I'm just going to take my excess off of this paper towel right here. And so now that's my silvery doorknob. You can see all of the fine detail that the dry brushing does. If I were to just actually paint that silver, I wouldn't get that look. So if you have the black gesso and you have a dry brush paint over it, you get all of that detail. And it's practically dry. Now it's time to start adding some of this stuff on here. I'm going to start with my doorknob, and I'm going to use some 3D gloss gel. For this part, I'm just adding my leaves. I want to use 3D gloss gel again and clip them if I need to make them fit on the book. And I'm using the Old Road chalk ink again. Even though it's self-adhesive, I still want to add some 3D gloss gel just to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. When I add flowers, I typically take them off and on until I find something that I really like. I'll add some glue, and then I usually wait a few minutes to see whether I like that or not. I try a lot of different flowers. For the spine of the book, I want to add a little detail, and I'm going to use the die that we got this month, and it's the Cherry Lynn die. It's pretty basic, but it's really pretty. So I used some of the Thoughts Keeper paper to cut it out, and I'm going to place it right there. And then I'm going to add a piece of chipboard, again using the Old Road chalk ink on there, and that's also from the main kit, using some 3D gloss gel to adhere that. So I'm going to add a few more details. I want to add some of these self-adhesive pearls. We got some in the main kit and the embellishment add-on in black and blue and purple, and I think it will be a nice addition to this frame. Now I have all of the pearls on there. What I want to do is make sure they don't come off. There's not a surefire way to do that, but one of the things that I've learned is that if you use a heat gun on these, the glue heats up and it becomes a little bit liquid, and then you can smash them into the chipboard. This also came in the chipboard, and I think I want to add that right there. I like the way that that looks. It's just an extra little detail. So I'm going to use some 3D gloss gel for that. And there's one more detail I want to add. I've got a little angel from my stash that I want to put right here in the center on that doorknob there. I want him to go here. And the back of the angel is really only going to be sitting on this tiny part right here. So I want to give it all that I can, and I'm going to use some super glue. I'll need to hold this down for a couple of minutes and then I can get started on the inside of the album. But that will be for part 2 of the video, so watch for that on the Swirlydoos YouTube channel and then the next couple of weeks, hopefully next Saturday. And I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and we have a lot of videos, so be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we also have snap guide tutorials, which are photo tutorials, so check us out there too. And we've got some on the forums and Swirlydoos too. And if you aren't already a subscriber, go ahead and take the plunge. Mention my name, Ray, and you can get 10% off your first kit and 30% off of your store purchase. Thanks for watching.